Hello, everybody, and welcome to English at Ease. In today's video, you will be learning English by listening to some comprehensible input English vlogs. So as you watch and listen to these vlogs, make sure you are paying close attention to the English that I am speaking so that you can learn some new words and improve your ability to understand English. Enjoy. In today's video, we are going to be learning English by exploring this place behind me called Granny's Attic. Now, Granny's Attic is an antique store. If you don't know what an antique store is basically a store where they sell very old things. Everything that they sell in this store is very old. It is something that they don't make anymore. It is something from the past that they sell now. So these are a really fun place to come to because you can find things that you are not going to be able to find in other stores. Now, one thing that's cool about this antique store is that it's huge. It is the biggest antique store that I have ever been to. This is one side of the store right here, and you can see that this store is very big. It stretches all the way over here. So this is a very large store, and there's a lot to see here. All right, as you can see, like I said, this place is very big right here. So there's these very large hallways that we can walk down. You can see that the floors are painted like train tracks. These look like train tracks here that move throughout the entire store. And you can see that the store has long walkways that we can walk down. And as you walk down these walkways, there are little sections. These are all different sections of the store where they sell different things. Now, each of these sections has a specific theme, so they usually have similar things in each of these sections. So we have one right here to the right of me, and if I turn to the left here, you will see another one to the left of me. And as we keep walking down, we will see these on either side of us. All right, like I mentioned, each of these sections has a specific theme. They all have similar things. So for example, this section has some different things, but it looks like most of it is Native American themed. So it's stuff that was created by Native Americans, the people who lived in America before Europeans arrived. So, for example, we can see some pillows. These are pillows right here that appear to be made out of some type of skin, some type of animal skin. I don't know what type of animal skin this is, but it might be a deer or a different kind of animal. You can also see some art that has been made by Native Americans. Or at least it's supposed to look like it was made by Native Americans. I don't know if it was a Native American who actually made this art, but it's in the style of Native Americans. So you can see the type of art that they have with pots and a person right here. And this is very interesting style of art right here. You can see that there's a lot of other different art things that you can purchase here. These are all kind of smaller pieces of art here. All right, we can see that there's also a lot of different decorations from different countries. So this is kind of a whole section with Asian decorations. These are all Asian decorations right here. And there's some pretty cool stuff here. We can see some Japanese paintings or drawings back here that are pretty nice. We also have some products that appear to be ivory. I believe this is ivory right here, which ivory is something that is made out of the tusk of an elephant. This is very hard to find because in most places it is now illegal to take the tusks off of elephants. So these ivory items are very expensive. For example, this one right here, for this small statue, this is not a very big statue, it's pretty little, is $195. Right, this is another section with a lot of cool Native American stuff. I really like this Native American stuff. So these are the sections that are probably my favorite in this entire store. You can see behind me, there's something very cool here. This is called an American bison mount. This is basically the head of an American bison that you can put on your wall. If you've seen one of my previous videos, we learned all about the American bison. So check that one out for more information on this animal. But this is very cool. This is very expensive as well. This is $4,200 to purchase this right here. So this is probably one of the most expensive items you can purchase in this store. There's other animals as well. You can see a Canadian wolverine, which is an animal that you can find in Canada. And you can see that they have that as well here, and a lot of other different animal products here as well. All right, at a lot of these antique stores, you can also see you can purchase different photos of people from a very long time ago. These are not famous people or anything. These are just ordinary people that took a photo a very long time ago, and now you can buy them in these antique stores. Like you can see these two men who are sitting on a bench right here, and this one right here, which is just four people who are taking a photo together. This looks to be like a picture of a child from back in the day. And a little girl who is putting makeup on, it looks like. Her mother is putting makeup on her. You can buy all of these at this store, and they're all pretty cheap. So if you want really old photos, you can purchase them here. All right, in this section, we have a lot of different crystals and rocks right here. So if you're into these crystals and rocks, this is a perfect section. You can see all of these right here. This one specifically is very big. So this is a very big crystal right here. And these are all very pretty. If you want to add these to your home, this is a nice decoration. But also if you are somebody who believes that crystals have special energy to them, if you believe that there is special energy within crystals, some people believe this would be a really cool section to come and purchase some of these crystals right here. I love this giant head of Ronald McDonald here. If you don't know who this is Ronald McDonald, who's like a symbol of the United States because this is the mascot of the famous restaurant McDonald's, the famous fast food place. So this is pretty cool, and this is something, if I had space in my house for this, I would love to have this right here, but I don't think my wife would let me purchase this giant head of Ronald McDonald. And these are cool too. You can purchase like these casino slots that were used in casinos a long time ago, where people go to gamble, to basically spend money and try to win money. So these are basically games of luck where you can play on these, and if you get the right combination of images here, you can earn some money. This is how they use these at casinos, but now you can buy them here at Granny's Attic. They also have a lot of like movies here you can purchase. These are very common in antique stores since today most people watch movies on streaming services like Netflix or Amazon Prime. So you can buy the discs of movies here, and a lot of these are very old movies from a long time ago. All right, this is one of the scariest things that I have ever seen in my entire life. I have no idea why somebody would want to buy this, but if you want to buy this lady right here, you can. Although I feel like if you buy her and put this in your house might be haunted forever. That is so scary. Look at her eyes.
Oh my God!
All right, behind me is a very old stagecoach right here. These are what we call stagecoaches. And these were basically taxis from the 1800s, from a very long time ago. People, when they needed to get somewhere, could hire somebody in one of these stagecoaches to bring them there. And these were pulled by horses. There would be horses in the front of the stagecoach who would pull the stagecoach to different places. And we can see there's two of these mannequin guys right here that are riding on top of this stagecoach here. The store also has an outside area right here. You can walk outside of the store and there's still more stuff that you can purchase here. Most of the stuff in this outside area is stuff that you would have outside of your house. So, for example, we have some bird houses right here, which are places where you can basically fill these with food, and it's meant for birds to come and land here and eat the food. And this is something that you would keep outside of your house. So most of these things out here are things that you would put outside of your house. Like if you wanted this decorative bike right here, this is a decorative bike. It's only for show. You obviously cannot ride this bike because it doesn't have pedals, but this would be a decoration that you could put outside of your house. All right, I have no idea what this is or why anybody would want this. But if you wanted this bench right here with this very strange looking couple, you could get this as well. For some reason, this person's wife is headless. But if you wanted this, you could purchase these two as well. Aww. They also have this whole military section here. Everything here is military themed. So these are all things that you would find from the US military. For example, they have different medals here. These are medals that somebody could earn from fighting in the US military. And I imagine these are all from different periods of history in the US military. You have some helmets here as well. These are the kind of helmets that a military soldier would wear. We have another one here, but this helmet looks like it was for a soldier that was a medic. This soldier was probably a medic, and we can recognize that because of the cross. Now this mug right here is pretty cool because it shows an image of a very important time in the history of the United States. It says the year 1776 right here, which was the year that the United States of America became independent, that we became our own country from Britain. And these are all of the people who created the original country. You can see they have a document, a piece of paper right here that they are all signing. This is the Declaration of Independence right here, which was basically a document that these people signed and sent to England telling England that we were not going to be governed or ruled by them anymore, and we were going to be our own independent country. So if you are a fan of the history of the United States, this is a very cool mug right here. Now, I know I mentioned that that old lady was the scariest thing I had ever seen, but I think we have a new winner here. This kid is the new scariest thing that I have ever seen in my life.
Oh my God.
As you can see, this store is so big that they even have an upstairs area here. You can walk up these stairs and they have even more things to see up here. But unfortunately, this area is closed right now. This sign says that it is closed, so we cannot go up here because they are doing maintenance. They are doing maintenance up here. They are doing some work up here, probably fixing something. So unfortunately, we cannot go up here right now. All right, check this out. This is crazy. This is probably one of the craziest things you can see here. This is a taxidermy giraffe. So this is an actual giraffe that somebody killed and taxidermied so that you could put it on a wall right here. I'm pretty sure this is illegal to do now. You are not allowed to do this anymore, but they have this because it's an antique store and somebody probably did this a very long time ago. Now, this is extremely expensive. You can see on the price right here, it's kind of hidden behind this, but this is $10,500 for this right here. So this taxidermy giraffe costs about the same price as a pretty nice car. Now, this is pretty cool right here. This is a bicycle that somebody has covered completely in seashells. You can see these are seashells right here that you might find on the beach, and they have completely covered this bicycle in seashells. Now, this is also pretty expensive. If you wanted to purchase this, you would have to spend $1,575. These are some of the signs that you would see outside of a gas station where you would buy gas to fill up your car in the United States. These are some of the famous gas station brands that we have. And these have been removed from the gas stations, and you can purchase them here. These are very expensive, though. This one is $2,885. They also have some cool lunch boxes here. These are lunch boxes. These are the kind of boxes that kids would put their food in, their meals in before going to school. And these are very old lunch boxes that have different TV shows from the past. These are old TV shows that kids might want to have on their lunch boxes. So these are pretty cool as well. Right, there's also a lot of different jewelry that you can purchase here. So if you like jewelry, this is a really good spot to come to. For example, you can see that there are necklaces over here that you can buy. There are also some rings over here that you can buy. These are rings. And just a lot of different types of jewelry here. Um, Check it out. This hippo right here is made completely out of marble. This is a hippo that has been made out of marble. Marble is a type of stone that is very expensive. So you can see this hippo costs $3,500. All right, if you are a fan of sports stuff, they have a lot of sports memorabilia here. So this is a basketball player right here, which is a famous sport in the United States. So you see he has a basketball in his hand right here. There's also a lot of sports cards right here, which these are really popular in the United States. They are not as popular as they used to be in the past. These used to be extremely popular a while ago, but they're still pretty popular now. People collect these different cards. For example, these are baseball cards, and you can purchase a pack of these. When you open them up, inside you will see the faces of different players, of different baseball players, and people in the past and even today really like to collect all of these different players. So these are baseball cards. These are some more baseball cards right here. You can see some of them look really old, like this one. This was a player from a long time ago. And some of them are newer, like this one right here. They also have some basketball cards right here. These are basketball players, and some football cards as well. These are American football players, which is different from uh, football that you may know of from the rest of the world, which we call soccer here, but this is American football. Check out this chair right here. This chair is very decorative. It looks like it's kind of like a Chinese style. You can see that there are some dragons that are on the arms right here. This is where you would put your arms. It'd be pretty cool to have this chair. I feel like I would feel very powerful if I was sitting in this chair. It looks like the kind of chair that would be sat on by some type of king. If you're spending a long day here, you can also get some refreshments right here. They have a lot of different sodas that you can buy here while you are shopping. Or if you want some water, right here, you can purchase a water as well. Although I would imagine you are probably better off going to a different store because these sodas are pretty expensive here. You're going to spend $3.25 for a soda, which is much more expensive than at a regular store. These are some examples of very old money. These are some of the dollars that we had a very long time ago. So you can see the faces of the different presidents of the United States, like Abraham Lincoln right here, or Ulysses S. Grant right here. And these look kind of similar to the money that we have in the United States today, but they are a little bit different because they are much older. All right, if you are a fan of cars, and specifically toy cars, then this is the perfect section for you because they have all of these different Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels is a very old but famous brand here in the United States. And basically, Hot Wheels are just mini toy cars that have been made to look like small versions of real popular cars. So this is pretty cool. If you were a fan of collecting these Hot Wheels, then this would be a really awesome place to come and to purchase all of these different cars here. This is very cool right here. If you are a fan of history, you can see right here, it says that this is from the year 1709. This is a indentured servitude proclamation. Indentured servitude was basically a system where somebody would agree to work for somebody else without pay if that person gave them a place to live. And eventually, after some amount of years of work, that person would be free and could go and do something else. But for the amount of years that they agreed to work, they had to work for this person. So this is a document that would have been signed between these two people saying that one of them was going to be an indentured servant, was going to work for the other person. You can see we have another example of these right here. This is another indentured servitude document. All right, this is a section with a lot of different toys and collectible items. So all of these items are a little bit smaller and people might collect them. This one kind of stands out to me immediately because it's a little bit, in my opinion, a little bit scary. This pig thing right here, but this is a salt and pepper holder. So you would put salt in one of these jars and you would put pepper in another one of these jars. And the pig here is holding both of them, which is kind of cool, but in my opinion, kind of scary as well. Right, over here we can see a lot of different old toys. So for example, this right here is like a toy car for children to play with. And it has the M&M figures. So if you ever had the candy M&Ms before, these are the characters that represent the M&Ms. These are the little M&M guys right here. You can see on this one's sort of belly right here, you can see the M, the letter M, because these are the M&M figures. You can also see that there are little collectible vehicles like this motorcycle right here, and a lot of people really like to collect these, and people have big collections of these toy cars and motorcycles. They have a lot of these old comic books right here that used to be really popular in the past. These were very popular for kids to buy and read. So you can see there are a lot of different comics books that you can buy here, and a lot of people like to collect these right here. One that would probably be familiar to some of you would be something like this. Looks like Superman right here, although apparently this is Superboy, which I don't know who Superboy is, but maybe this is Superman's son or something. But these are just some of the comic books that you can buy here. This right here is an old barber's chair. A barber is somebody who cuts people's hair. And this is the chairs that somebody would sit on while they're having their hair cut. So this is pretty cool right here. You can see there's a little spot right here to rest your feet while you're having your hair cut. And right now, this gentleman right here is having his hair cut, apparently, by the barber. In today's video, we are going to be learning English by working as a food delivery driver. So prepare to listen closely to the slow and simple English that I will be speaking as I take you on a drive delivering delicious food. Let's get started. In today's video, we are going to be delivering food to people on an app that is very famous here in the United States called DoorDash. Now, if you don't know what DoorDash is, if you don't have this app in the country where you live, DoorDash is basically a way where people can get food delivered to them. They can get food brought to them if they don't feel like going out and driving when they want to get food. So people will go onto the app on their phones and they can pick a restaurant that they want to get food from, and they can order food from that restaurant and somebody will bring it to them. Now, in today's video, we are not going to be ordering food. We are not going to be eating food. We are going to be one of those people who brings the food to people. We are going to be one of the people that delivers the food. Now, when you use the DoorDash app to deliver food to other people, you are called a driver. A driver is somebody who brings food to other people on this app. And the reason why you do this is because you earn money for every delivery that you do. When you bring somebody their food, you get a little bit of money from that order. You will get paid by the DoorDash app, but you will also usually get a tip
from the person that you are bringing food to. That person can choose to give you a little bit of extra money. So doing this app, using this app is a really good way to get a little bit of extra money. I have personally used DoorDash a lot in my life to earn a little bit of extra money. I don't do it as much as I used to in the past because I am a little bit busier now. I don't have as much time, but sometimes on the weekends when I don't have work to do, I like to come out here and do some deliveries. I like to use the app to earn a little bit of extra money to spend over the weekend. Now, when you are using the DoorDash app, sometimes it takes a little while to get an order. Sometimes it's busier and you will get a lot more orders, but sometimes it's a little bit less busy and you need to wait a little bit before getting an order. Now, it's always smart at times like this when you are waiting to find an area to park in. And this area should have a lot of restaurants. It's smart to go to an area with a lot of restaurants and park there while you wait, because you are more likely to get an order from one of those restaurants if you are waiting right outside of one of them. For example, you can see right now that I'm parked here in front of a Taco Bell, which is one of the most famous restaurants in the United States. And this is a good spot to park because if that Taco Bell gets an order, if somebody wants food from that Taco Bell, they are probably going to give that order to me, and I'm going to be the one who delivers the food because I am so close to the store already. I'm so close to this Taco Bell. You can see right here that we just got our first order. This is what it shows on the app when you get your order, and you can choose to click accept right here. Accept means yes, you are going to take the order, or you can decline right here, which means you are not going to take the order. This one looks pretty good, so I am going to accept this order right here. Now, one of the things that's a little bit difficult for me as somebody who loves food is that if you are very hungry and you are doing this, if you are delivering food, it's very difficult because as you have the food in front of you and you are smelling the food, sometimes you just really badly want to eat the food, but of course you are not able to because this food does not belong to us. We have to bring it to somebody else. But it's a little bit difficult because sometimes the food just looks so good. Now, if you are enjoying this video and you want to see more videos like this one where we learn English by listening to the language spoken in a slow, simple, and clear way, please subscribe to my channel. Also, comment down below if you have DoorDash in your country, if you have this app or another app that's kind of like this one where you can deliver food to other people for money. Let me know down in the comments. Now, these are very frustrating when you're driving for DoorDash, when you stop and you keep hitting these red lights right here because it slows you down a little bit. But we can continue now because this is a green light. But the quicker you can do a delivery, the better, because you can make more money the more quickly you're able to make deliveries. So when you keep having to stop at red lights or stop signs, like right here, I have to stop at a stop sign, then it will slow you down a little bit, which is not good. Now, there are a lot of really cool, positive things to doing DoorDash. One of the things that I really enjoy about doing DoorDash is I really like driving. It's something that I enjoy doing. I find it very relaxing to drive and to explore the city all around me. So this is a great way for me to be able to go out and do some driving, but earn some money along the way. Another thing that I really like about doing this job is that you also learn about a lot of different restaurants in your area that you may not have heard about before. So by going to these places and delivering food from these places, you can take a mental note. You can take a mental note that you want to go to that place in the future, and you can learn a lot more restaurants this way. All right, so we just arrived at the destination and we are ready to drop this pizza off and collect our $10. Now, usually when you are dropping off the food, the customer will give you specific directions of how they want you to drop it off, of where they want you to put it so that they can collect it later. Sometimes you will hand it to them, but usually you will just put it where they want you to put it, and they will come and they will get it later. So the person that we are dropping it off to right now has said that they would like me to drop it off in front of their garage right here. This is a garage. So I'm going to put this food right at their garage. Now, I just dropped off the order, so we were able to finish it and we were able to collect our $10. So at this point, you can choose to continue taking orders and do more orders for the day, or you can say on the app that you are not going to do any more orders. So I think for me today, I'm going to stop taking orders, and maybe I will do some more another day or a little bit later today. But for now, we are going to stop doing orders. We are going to be learning English by working as a delivery driver on the app called DoorDash, where you can deliver food for people and make some extra money doing so. All right, right now we are in our car and we are parked outside of an area where we can see some restaurants. You can see on the app right here that this is a map of the area that we are in right now. This is the map of the city that we are in right now. And these areas that are in red are called hot spots. These are areas that are busier than the rest of the areas of the map. So it's smart to go to these red hotspots because you are more likely to get orders in these areas. You can see I am this little blue circle right here, and I am parked in this hotspot. All right, you can hear that my phone is ringing right now. You can hear it ringing, and this means that I am getting an order from DoorDash. So I can check this order and see if I want to accept it or if I want to decline it. You can see that this order is offering me $7, and it's going to take 6 miles to deliver this order. I think this is pretty good, so I'm going to accept it. That is definitely not the best order that I could receive, but it's not super busy right now, so I am willing to take that order, because $7 is not super bad for this specific order. This order is at Chick-fil-A, which if you've never heard about Chick-fil-A before, Chick-fil-A is a very, very famous restaurant in the United States that mainly serves chicken sandwiches. So let's see what we are going to be picking up for this order. All right, everybody, we just picked up the order from Chick-fil-A. This is the Chick-fil-A logo right here, which is a picture of a chicken all in red. And these people who ordered this did indeed order a chicken. Well, they ordered 2 chicken sandwiches. You can see right here it says 2 Chick-fil-A sandwiches right here. So this is a pretty small order, but we are going to drop this one off. What we need to do in order to confirm, in order to tell the app that we have the order and that we are ready to deliver it, is we need to go on the app right here and we need to hit continue with pickup. When we hit that button, we need to take a photo of the receipt. This is the receipt that shows what's in this order. We need to take a photo with my phone right here to show the app and to confirm that we have this order and we are ready to bring it to the person's house to drop it off. All right, so right now it is raining a little bit outside, which is actually a very good thing if you are doing DoorDash. It's a very positive thing if the weather is not quite as good and it's raining a little bit. Obviously, it's not super fun to... All right, I had to stop talking there for a second because there was an ambulance that was coming by and I could hear their sirens going off, so I had to make sure to get to the right side of the road to give them room to drive by. But what I was saying is that it's not super fun to have to drive when it's raining because the roads will be very wet and they will be kind of slippery, so you have to be more careful. And also when you are going to pick up your orders, when you're going into the restaurants, you might get pretty wet from the rain, but it is a good thing because it is usually a little bit more busy when it is raining or when the weather is not very good, because people do not want to go out and pick up their food themselves when the weather is not super good. They want to stay in their homes and they want somebody else to bring it to them. So you will sometimes see better orders and you will see more orders when the weather is not so good, like right now. All right, so we have just arrived at the location. We found the correct delivery address of the house that we're looking for. So I'm going to deliver this food right now. One important thing that you have to remember to do if you are going to deliver on DoorDash is you need to make sure to buy gas whenever you are running low on gas. If you don't know what gas is basically what allows our cars to keep moving. We call it gas here in the United States. So you can see on my car right here that the gas is very low. It's very close to being empty. And there is also this little symbol right here, this yellow symbol that shows that the gas is running low. You can see that yellow little symbol right there is basically telling me that I need to fill up my gas. So I am at a gas station right here to fill up my gas because the last thing that I want to happen, something that would be very bad, would be if I was delivering an order and I ran out of gas and I wasn't able to drive my car anymore and I wouldn't be able to deliver the order. So it's important to do this as early as possible before delivering my order. Okay, so I'm gonna open my gas cap right here. This is my gas cap, and I'm gonna put this right here. And then I'm going to pay with my card so that I will be able to buy this gas. And I'm going to wait a little bit. And it's asking me if I want a receipt. I do not want a receipt, so I'm gonna hit no. Now I'm going to lift the nozzle. This is called the gas nozzle. And I am going to select regular. This is the type of gas that I want. This is the cheapest type of gas you can get, is regular. And now I'm going to put the nozzle in here. And I'm going to start filling my car up with gas so that we can keep driving some more. All right, so this is pretty cool. While we were filling up our gas, I looked at my phone and I saw that I got a message from DoorDash that says that a customer added a $2 tip on a past Chick-fil-A order. That's the order that we just completed, and it already had $2 on it. There was already a $2 tip on that order, but the customer decided to give us an extra $2. They decided to tip us an extra $2, so that $7 order became a $9 order. So that's always something really fun to see. This baby was getting a little bit upset in her car seat, and she needed to be taken out of her car seat for a little bit and held. So I am pausing my DoorDash right now. You can see if you ever want to stop taking orders for a little bit of time, you can pause your DoorDash and you can return whenever you are ready to start taking orders again. So we are just going to hang out here for a little bit, and then we are going to keep taking some more orders. All right, as you can see, we just got another order. This is another order from Chick-fil-A, which I'm not super surprised about because Chick-fil-A is really popular in the area where I live, so it's not super crazy to see a lot of orders from Chick-fil-A, especially because I'm right by the restaurant right now. I'm going to take this order. It's not the best order. It's $5.50 for 4 miles, but it's not bad either, so I think it's good enough for now. All right, so we just picked up the order. This is another pretty simple one. It looks like a meal for just one person right here. This person did not get a chicken sandwich like the last person. Instead, what we have here is a salad. This is a salad right here. And some people say that the salads at Chick-fil-A are really good. So I imagine that is why this person decided to order this. But we are going to go ahead and deliver this to the next house. All right, so we've just arrived at the house and we are ready to drop this off. All right, so I'm walking up to the door. The instructions say to leave the food at the door. So I'm gonna place this food at their front door right here. You also have to take a photo of the food when you drop it off. So I'm gonna take a photo real quick with my phone. And this is basically just a way of making sure that you actually dropped the food off. So I've taken the photo, I've completed the order, and we are ready to go. All right, everybody, I was feeling a little bit hungry, so we are going to stop at this pizza place right here. This is one of my favorite places to eat, and we are going to pick up some pizzas. All right, so we ordered a few different things here. It all looks super, super delicious. Got 2 pieces of pepperoni pizza for my wife here. And then I decided to order 1 piece of pepperoni pizza, which looks super oily. You can see it's super, super oily pizza, which is very delicious. And then this one is a barbecue chicken pizza. This is chicken right here. And then this is, but this is not, actually, this is not a barbecue chicken. This will be called a buffalo chicken because this is buffalo sauce right here. And then we also got some garlic knots right here. These are like bread that is very oily, and they have some garlic on them as well. And these are super delicious. All right, the craziest thing just happened as we were leaving the pizza place. One of the workers apparently made a extra pizza accidentally, and he asked us if we wanted to take that pizza home with us. So we have a large pizza right here that we got for free. All right, everybody, we are now on our way home, and it's not the best time to be driving home because there is a ton of traffic in front of us, so it's going to take us a little while to get home. We are in San Diego, California, in the United States. But in today's video, we are not going to be learning English here in the United States. Today, we are going to be traveling to another country just south of the United States. So pay close attention to the slow English that I will be speaking as I show you the city of Tijuana in the country of Mexico. All right, everybody, this is the border to Mexico right now. You can see the border is ahead of us. This is the point that if we cross here, we are no longer going to be in the United States. All right, everybody, right now we are stopped at a little store here in Tijuana. This is just a type of store where you can buy different snacks, like these ones right here. These are all different snacks that you can buy in the store. And I wanted to come here to try some different snacks here in Mexico and to see if the flavor is any different than the types we have in the United States. So you can see we have some brands that are the same as we have in the United States. For example, these are Doritos. We have these in the United States as well. And some brands that I have not seen before. For example, these right here. I'm not sure if we have these in the United States, but they seem different. I'm not sure. But I think they might only have these in Mexico. They also have some stuff for your house here as well. For example, if you have a cat, you can buy cat food here in this store as well. So there are a lot of different options of stuff you can buy. They also have vegetables here, like these tomatoes right here. And these avocados you can see right here as well. And some bananas as well. They have some fruits as well here, like these bananas. You can buy a bunch of different types of drinks here as well. So I'm going to find a drink that I would like. They have some alcohol here, different types of beers, but I'm not going to get that. I'm going to try to find an energy drink to purchase here. All right, everybody, I just picked up some snacks from the store back there, and I want to show you guys what I purchased. So I purchased these right here. We also have these in the United States in certain stores, but I wanted to try these out because I've never had these before, and they are a Mexican stack. These are called pingüinos right here, which is basically just the Spanish word for penguin, which is a type of bird that you'll find in the continent of Antarctica. But let's go ahead and give these a try. They look kind of like a type of cupcake, maybe. And I think they have some stuff inside. They have some filling inside, and hopefully they are pretty good. So let's see. Very good, very sweet. Good way to kind of start my day over here and get some energy in me. I also picked up one of these as well. This is what we call an energy drink right here. Let me show you this one. This, I believe, is a Mexican brand right here because I have not seen this brand in the United States. They also had some brands from the United States. Like a popular one is called Monster Energy Drink. But I decided to get this one instead so I could try this while I'm here in Mexico. And I probably won't be able to see this again in the United States. So let's give this one a try right here. These energy drinks are something that I really like. They're not really healthy for you, but they are a really good way to get a lot of energy in you so that you don't feel as tired when you are doing a big trip like this. So if I'm going somewhere and I know that I'm going to be going to a lot of different places and I need some more energy to be able to do that, I will purchase something like this. So let's give it a try. It's pretty good. It pretty much tastes exactly like some of the other brands that we have in the United States. So nothing super different about this one right here, but overall, it's pretty good. All right, everybody, we are about to have lunch here in Tijuana. So this is our first meal that we are going to be eating in Tijuana. These are called enchiladas right here. This is a very famous Mexican food right here. And you can see they have a couple different things on these enchiladas. They have some cheese right here and some lettuce as well. You can see it has some lettuce right here. And there's some type of sauce right here. This is a green sauce right here. There's also other types of sauce. For example, there is a red sauce that is very popular in Mexico. But we decided to order the green sauce. So let's give this a try and see how this tastes. I'm going to cut it with my fork and with my knife right here. I'm going to cut it real quick so that I can take a bite. I'm going to try to dip it into the sauce right here so I can get as much as I can. It's very good, very good. You can see it has some chicken in it as well. That is very good. So this is a very good meal right here. I also ordered this drink right here. This is called horchata. This is also a very famous drink in Mexico. And it's very sweet. It has some different stuff in here like milk and some cinnamon, I believe, as well. So let's give it a try. Very good as well. Overall, I would rate this meal maybe a 8 out of 10. Very good. All right, everybody, we have come to a park that is very cool in Tijuana here. You can see behind me, this is a park right here. And this is probably the biggest park that I have ever been to in my entire life. I have never seen a park this size. And this is pretty cool to see. There is a lot of different things to see. So I'm going to show you some of the different things that you can do here. But first, if you look behind me right here, you can see that there is this slide right here. This behind me is a slide. And if you look behind you, you can see that some of these children who are going down this slide are getting onto these tubes right here. They're getting onto these tubes and they are sliding down all the way to the bottom of this hill right here. So personally, I am a little bit afraid to try this, but I am still going to try it in just a little bit here now. Now, this is the name of the park right here. You can see they have a very big sign that tells you the name of the park. The name of the park is Esperanto. And you can see that there are actually swings that hang from the letters right here. So from this letter T, there are children who are swinging on these swings, which is pretty cool. Now this park also has some really nice places to walk. I had to duck under that bush right there because I was about to hit into it. But this park has some really nice places to walk as well. You can see I am walking along this path over here. And these paths are also for people who are riding on their bicycles as well. So you need to make sure as you are walking that you are very careful that you don't hit into somebody riding around on their bicycle. They also have this train right here that moves around the park. This is very cool for kids because they can ride in this with their parents as well. I don't know if this costs money, but you can ride around this entire park area. Now this park also has some places to play different sports. You can see that these kids over here are playing, we call it soccer in the United States, but in most of the world they call it football. So here in Mexico, they call this sport football, and it is very popular, but in the United States, we call this soccer right here. You can see somebody just kicked the ball, and I couldn't see whether or not they made it into the goal, but it's pretty cool that they have this here as well. Now here we have a place outside where you can come to work out. You can come to exercise here. They have these different machines over here that are meant for exercising. This is pretty cool because I have not seen this before where I live. And it's very cool how you could just come here and you could get a workout in without having to pay any money. You don't have to pay money to get a membership or anything. You don't have to go to a gym. You can just work out outside right here. Also, if we move over here, you can see that there's also this big field area right over here that is meant for dogs. A lot of people bring their dogs to this park and they can release their dogs in this area because there is a fence. You can see that there is a fence over here. So the dogs cannot leave this area. They cannot run away from this area. So it is a fun place to bring your dogs, and your dogs can meet other dogs and they can play together. You can also see that they have a little area right here that has some sand, and it is shaped like a bone. It is shaped like a bone that a dog might chew on. So this is pretty cool as well. Now, although this place seems like a very safe place to bring your family and spend a day, you still need to be a little bit careful because there are wild animals that live here. For example, you can see on this sign that it says that there are snakes that live here, and these are very dangerous snakes. If one of these snakes bites you, you could get really sick or you could even die. So you need to be very careful, and you need to make sure you are watching all around you for these snakes right here. We also have this little garden area right here. You can see that there are a lot of different plants here, and I think they have made this little area so that the workers here can start planting in this park. I know that this park was created recently. It is a fairly new park, so I think they are still planting plants here. You can see that there's a worker over here who seems to be planting some plants right here. All right, everybody, I decided to order 2 tacos at this place right here. These are tacos, you can see right here. If you come to Mexico, then you need to order tacos because tacos are probably the most famous food item here in Mexico. They're also very famous where I live in California in the United States. We eat tacos pretty much all the time. So I'm very excited to see if there is a difference between the tacos that I've had in California and the tacos that they eat here. You can see that these tacos are completely covered in guacamole right here. So let's give them a try. They're very good. There's a lot in them, and the meat is very, very good. I really like the meat on these tacos. I also ordered a Coca-Cola right here, which a Coca-Cola is obviously very popular in many places in the world, but supposedly the Coca-Cola in Mexico is better than the Coca-Cola in all of the rest of the world. That's what people say, is that the Coca-Cola here in Mexico is much better than the Coca-Cola that you have in a country like the United States. So I'm going to see if that is the case, if that is true or not. It tastes good, but to me, I feel like it tastes kind of similar to the Coca-Cola that we have in the United States as well. I don't think I can notice much of a difference, but it does pair really well with these tacos right here. I also decided to order this right here. This right here is called a quesadilla. This is another famous food in Mexico, and this is giant right here. I mean, you can see this is absolutely enormous. The size of this quesadilla is very big. I don't think this is meant for one person. I think this is probably meant for multiple people to share this one quesadilla right here. But I'm still going to try it. You can see that there's a tortilla right here. And inside, there is some different stuff right here. There is some meat right here. This looks like beef. This meat is beef right here. And then there's a lot of guacamole right over here. This is guacamole, which is made out of avocado. So let's give it a try. Okay, I don't know exactly how to eat this right here because it is so big, it is so huge, that I don't know if this is even going to fit in my mouth, but I'm going to try my best here, so let's give it a try. It's very good. It tastes kind of like the tacos that I had earlier. It has a similar flavor. But it has a little bit more meat. So you get a little bit more of the flavor of the beef in here. And I think I enjoy this one just a little bit more. But again, I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this whole plate right here because it is huge. It is very big. And I don't think this is for one person to eat because it's so huge. And to close out this day, I decided to come to this coffee shop. That looks very good right here. I always need some coffee when I'm going on a trip like this to make sure I have enough energy. So I'm very excited to try the coffee inside this place right here. You can see as I enter right here that this place looks very nice right here. It's a very nice look inside here. It looks very relaxing to sit here and have a coffee. So I'm very excited to try this out. All right, this is the coffee that I decided to order right here. It's kind of funny because I told them that I wanted the biggest size, and apparently this is the biggest size right here. But to me, it looks very small. So I thought the biggest size was gonna be much bigger, but this is pretty small right here. You can see the size of the cup right here is very little, but that's okay. I decided to get a mocha right here. So a mocha is basically coffee that has some milk in it and some chocolate in it as well. This one I already tried when I was inside the store. I already tried this coffee right here, and it was a little bit too bitter for me. It was not very sweet. When something is bitter, it means that it is not very sweet. So I decided to add a little bit of sugar to this, and let's see if it's any better. It's a pretty good coffee, still a little bit more bitter than I would probably have. Usually I like my coffee a little bit more sweet, but this is pretty good as well. For more videos like this one, where you can learn English by listening to the language spoken in a slow, simple, and clear way, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.